Hey guys, I'm Dane, and today I wanted to talk about my thoughts on the Zavod night map from the Night Operations DLC. I've played this map quite a lot, and there's a lot of things I like about it, but there's also some stuff that I think should be changed, maybe some things added and some things removed. First off, I gotta say that I love the whole night theme. This adds a different playstyle to an otherwise well-known map. I've been waiting for a night map like this for ages. I've loved all of the night maps in Battlefield 3. And when I'm playing Insurgency, I prefer to play on night map variations of the maps. The reason why I love these types of maps is because you're able to play stealthily way easier and way more effective than on a daytime map. And there's just something extraordinarily tactical and stealthy about playing in a night map. I've talked about this in some of my previous videos. I just like the tactical feel and the idea that if you're tactical and stealthy, you'll be able to get a nice flank going and deal with a group or a squad of enemies that your team just cannot seem to get past. The Zavod night map does feel awesome, and it's a lot of fun and extremely dark, and I feel like a shadow warrior of some sort, just making great use of the shadows or staying behind spotlights to stay out of sight. This is a tactic I make a lot of use of when capturing or staying hidden from players while assaulting or defending points. Either stay in the shadows and hope they haven't got a IRNV or a flare equipped, but as you all might know, that idea didn't quite last as long, so I started sitting right behind spotlight, as you're more or less in full visual cover because of the light. This works well in daytime maps, but in the Zavod night map it's the best and most secure hiding tactic that I know of. If people aren't using the infrared or night vision, it's hard to see you, but if they are, it's impossible to see you. Suppressors are also extremely useful, as players either make use of the infrared or night scopes to see you, but they've got a very limited field of view, so they rely a lot more on the minimap than you would on a regular basis in any other map. This is where the suppressors comes into action. They feel a lot more useful than on any other map, and you're actually able to go on long kill streaks if you make great use of the suppressors. Having a silencer on a weapon hides you way more than what you'd think, and you don't have to worry all too much about the increased bullet drop and lower bullet velocity, as you're more or less in close quarter combat to medium range at all time. And I gotta say, man, do I love this. Of course, all of this includes a whole different playstyle to this new map, this new version of the map. So with all of that being said, I do have some things that I dislike about the map. One is the rooftop campers. I gotta say, I've never experienced this much rooftop camping in any other map ever in my history of playing Battlefield games. There's just an excessive amount of rooftop camping, and not only that, there's in general way more camping in this map. The most common weapons I see are the DMRs and the sniper rifles with infrared or night vision scopes attached. They are either on the rooftops or away from the objective. Of course, I do think that some of the firefights away from the objectives in the woods feels awesome, and I actually tend to like this a lot more than playing the objective at times. I know this is really not something I should say as a player because I really like to PTFO, but this is just awesome to play in the woods. Especially because there's not a whole lot of people actually at the objectives. Rather, they are around the objective protecting it. This is also tactical and feels kinda awesome, but it's discouraging to assault a point when there's people all around the point who's able to pinpoint your exact location because everyone is using the infrared and the night scopes. So even if you manage to get past them unnoticed, you won't be safe as soon as you start capping it and the ticks show up on people's UI, so they know that there's somebody there and they look back, so they'll be able to spot you right away. I've seen a lot less PTFOing on the night map compared to, well, every other map, to be honest. It just feels like a huge TDM map. And as much as I love playing with the DMR and the sniper, as you might know because I love long range combat, and as much as I like playing as those in this map, I feel like this map only favors certain weapon types, and mostly they include two attachments, and that's kinda sad because they feel like they're mandatory, the silencer and the scopes to see each other. Maybe the night vision or infrared vision should be some sort of gadget instead of an attachment, and maybe there should be some sort of gadget to either greatly reduce the visibility of yourself, some sort of camo, I don't know, or at least distort the image so it's not that easy to pinpoint people's location. I don't know, I just feel like this map only favors one type of weapons, and you all know that I'm all about that diversity though, so yeah. The MAA feels out of place and shouldn't really be in this version of the map. And another vehicle fits this criteria perfectly. the M142 artillery truck. Oh god, this is a spawn of Lucifer himself on this map. Whenever someone gets into this vehicle, they drive it way back near their own base, and then they just sit there and wait. The reason why they're doing this is because as soon as someone fires a shot unsuppressed, they show up on his radar too, and he is instantly hailing rain of death upon these Doritos on his radar. I know a lot of people use the suppressor, but it's only compared to every other map. There's still a lot who doesn't use them, as with sniper rifle, and a lot of DMR users don't slap it on there because they do long range combat. The only ones who do use it are the ones who go close quarter. There's two fixes for this. Either you remove the M142 completely from this map, which I gotta say I favor a lot this suggestion, even though I get that it has its uses against campers. Or you make it so that only spotted enemies show up on his radar, and not some guy who shoots his rifle 500 meters away. This could be done so that only the players nearby the guy shooting, i.e. 150 meters or 200 meters away, would see him on their minimap. So if he shoots, there's a 150 to 200 meter outward circle around him that gets notified. Or you could have him show up only when he fires the weapon, so like for a split second just to notify, oops, there's somebody over there! But the spot doesn't trace and track him, it only shows the Dorito on the exact spot he was at when shooting, and it disappears a second later by fading away. Again, not tracking him as he runs around. Please, this would be the best thing for everyone in my personal opinion. DICE, please make this happen. Well, DICE LA team, that is, but in general I just feel like this should be a thing for the game, not only on this map, of course. Okay, rant over, really. Oh yeah, the player models are too bright and a tad too easy to spot when in complete darkness. Now the rant is over, I think. Well yeah, the rant is over now. And even though there's these flaws to the night map, I can't say that I hate it because I just love this map. It feels so awesome, especially when you get a great flank going and end up clearing tons of enemies because they have a limited field of view and I use a suppressor. And gameplay wise, I ended up being the assaulting type while still being stealthy. And I did so with a weapon with a fire rate between 700 and 800 with a suppressor and a tactical light. I used the tactical light because it only turns on when aiming down sight. But I played around with a tac light and the ordinary light. As with the ordinary light, I wouldn't blow my own cover every time I went ADS. But I forgot sometimes to turn on the ordinary light when aiming at enemies, so I kinda went with the tac light, mostly. The lights was of course to counter the people using the infrared and night scopes. And oddly enough, I ran without these scopes because I felt that the limited field of view would end up putting me at a disadvantage when going all the way up close, and this helped me a lot. I was at a disadvantage though when out in the open or in between points because there's a lot of camping snipers or players with DMRs and night scopes that would be able to spot me straight away. But up close I had the advantage. I don't know if you noticed throughout this video, but there has been some clips when I was able to clear bundles of enemies from behind because of a suppressor and the fact that I never lost the field of view of them because I didn't use the scopes, I didn't use the infrared or the night scopes at all when I went on these streaks. So I'd recommend you to try that out. A great diverse weapon, easy to handle, easy to control with a rate of fire between 700 and 800 with a tactical light, because that kind of worked for me, and then of course a suppressor. So what about you guys? What do you guys think of the night map version of Zavod? Do you like it or do you hate it? Do you have something that you would like to add, remove or change about this map? Let me know in the comments below whatever you think about this map, be it good or bad. And yeah, that's it for this time guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe for more and future content on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.